Negative emotion is good for your high vibration. I'm Brian Withers, empowerment coach, trainer, and author. Before I get into this main video here, I'm going to go over and address a few concepts here from questions on the videos. The first one is people talk about trauma. You got to process trauma. And what you got to understand is trauma is the manifestation of faulty beliefs. So that means that we're going to experience something that we don't like. That means that's contrast. When we experience something we don't like, it's the asking. It's what causes the asking in life. It's a natural part of the creative process. Let's go over and look at the creative process. So here's the asking, right? When something happens that you don't like, an experience that you don't like, that's what causes you to ask for what you want, and your inner being sets it up, and then of course we receive it through our thought energy. So what people call trauma, and then they try to understand, why it happened and all kinds of details. It's just the manifestation of low vibration energy coming together with different people and situations. It's nothing more than that, and unfortunately faulty beliefs tend to make it seem like it's more than that, and there's something that you have to process and get rid of and this and that. But really what you want to understand, trauma is a manifestation of low vibration energy, and it causes a situation that we don't like, which then causes us to want something different. Our inner being sets that up, and then we can receive and move on to the better life. So trauma in vibrational sense is really a celebration of expanded life. Anytime there's unwanted, whether you call it trauma or anything else. Failure is another word that we really want to get rid of, because we cannot fail at anything. We get awareness. We get awareness of something that that we've done that we didn't like, or we didn't accomplish it in a way, or we acted, or whatever it may be, but we never failed. We have awareness of something that we don't like, and again, that's contrast, that's the asking, and so our inner being hears that and sets up the experience that we want. We are built and born for success every minute, all the time, no matter what we do. It's all part of our successful nature, because it all fits into the creative process. So these are words that we really want to get rid of and understand them in the true knowledge of life, which is the creative process, tells us how everything is serving us. These are terms really from faulty beliefs. Okay. Height increase or any physical change. People ask me about, can I get different eye colors, different hair length, and different things? And the answer is yes, you can, because your body's energy, and it will transform into anything you want it to. Except you have to be at the vibrational essence of it in order for it to manifest. And most people want changes in their body because they don't feel good enough, or they're looking to be more attractive or presentable, or any of that kind of stuff. So usually the want of a physical change comes from the dissatisfaction of the current physicality. So you can't get there from there, because you're wanting a high vibration change from a low vibration state of mind. And so if we go back and look at the creative process, again, nowhere in the creative process does it talk about age or money or time or body shape or characteristics. That's nothing to do with the creative process. You are what you are, and life causes you to ask. Your inner being, and we all have an inner being, it sets up what we want as a vibrational reality first, and then we can receive it as we feel good. This is the only real element that we want to pay attention to in the creative process, is this feel-good element. And of course, I'm going to get into that in the main video here. But, if you want to change, you got to feel the emotional essence of it. You got to feel the vibrational presence of it. You got to be at the vibrational level of it. You can't be at a vibration of the absence of something and want the presence of it. They just don't go together. The law of attraction will not make that connection for you. So can you get a height change? Yes. but you got to go at it from a good feeling place, not a place of not feeling enough of something. Okay, law of assumption. This is another term that people ask me about. We don't really talk about the law of assumption in the creative process. Let's go over to the creative process here. So again, the creative process is when we ask, because life experience causes us to ask, all automatic. Our inner being sets it up again as a vibrational reality. And when we feel the essence of it, we feel this, the certainty of it, the knowing of it, that is what I believe people are referring to as the law of assumption. So when you assume it's done, when you feel it in the finished state, then it can manifest. So that's essentially saying you expect it, you anticipate it, you know it's done, you feel it emotionally. That is all sort of what the law of assumption would be. It's different from the law of attraction. The law of attraction takes the energy of what you believe, what you're thinking, and whether it's high or low vibration, and it connects you with things that are low or high vibration. So the law of assumption it's in the creative process under different terminology. We just talk about the emotional essence of something, feeling the vibrational presence of a thing. And so you don't have to assume at all. You can know. You could say the law of knowing, the law of certainty, the law of done deal. Because when you want something, your inner being has it done for you, and then it's about receiving it into physical reality. So those are 3 things I wanted to cover, get some clarity around those things. And let's go back to the main video here. So how is it that negative emotion is good for your high vibration? I wanted to do this video because it seems that some people are thinking that feeling good is so hard to do all the time, and you have to try so hard. And if you feel a negative emotion, oh, that's a terrible thing, and that your life is going to be bad because you had a negative emotion. You want to avoid that at all costs. And that simply is not true. That has nothing to do with what I teach, that's for sure. But let's see what we do know here, and then we'll see how negative emotion is good for us and how we can use it. So we are physical beings and energy beings, right? So if you could put on a pair of vibrational glasses, you would see the energy colors and waves that we are. And we're, through our thoughts, choices, and beliefs, we're transferring energy to the law of attraction, high vibration or low vibration, depending what that is. If it's low vibration, the law of attraction will hook us up with low vibration stuff, and our life is kind of like the train wreck. And if we offer high vibration, then the law of attraction connects us with details of the path that take us to all of our desires, right? All those things in vibrational reality that life caused us to ask for and our inner being set up. It's all what you want. It's all ready for you to receive, and it's all high frequency, right? So clearly we want to be communicating the maximum amount of high vibration frequency to the law of attraction. That clearly is going to give us our best life. And what is high vibration frequency is those positive, good feeling thoughts. And so we do want to have positive, good feeling thoughts, but negative emotion also comes into play, and it's not a bad thing at all. Negative emotion is very helpful. And I think the best way to illustrate that is with these 4 examples. If you're in a building and it catches fire, the fire alarm goes off. Do you say, oh, that's a bad fire alarm, or I don't want to think about that fire alarm, or let's go cut the wires so that fire alarm stops ringing? It's a terrible thing. No, we don't say that. We respond to that alarm by leaving the building and therefore moving ourselves to safety. So would we want to listen to the fire alarm all day or, periodically through the day? No, we would not want to do that. But when it comes on, it's telling us something very important, and we want to respond to that. We're not going to sit in the building and say, oh, I'm going to sit here and listen to that fire alarm for a little while. We're not going to do that. So this is like negative emotion. Negative emotion is telling us something very, very important. It's telling us that the thoughts that we're choosing are out of alignment with the things that we want, with the good life that we want, with the things that life caused us to ask for. If you ask for a house, if life causes you to ask for a certain kind of house, your inner being's got it set up. But then if you make statements like, well, how am I going to get that house? Or really, am I worthy of that house? Or that house costs too much? All these kinds of statements cause negative emotion to come to you because your inner being's saying, oh, wait now, you asked for the house, I set it up. Why are you thinking thoughts that are low vibration when the house is sitting at high vibration? So the alarm is, get your thoughts up to that high vibration. Think about that house. Feel the joy of that house. Look forward to the coming of that house. So the fire alarm to the fire is like the negative emotion to your dreams and desires. So you can see how negative emotion is serving you very well. And you don't want to deny negative emotion, and you don't want to push it to the side, and you don't want to feel bad because you had negative emotion. You want to use the negative emotion to bring you awareness that your thought energy is out of alignment with the good life that you want. And so you want to start changing your thoughts. Similarly, if somebody drops a hot potato in your hand, you are going to throw that immediately. Your pain receptors are going to tell you that you don't want that hot potato in your hand. So are your pain receptors a bad thing? Not at all. They preserve your body because they cause you to pull away from what doesn't feel good, and they cause you to pull away very quickly. And that's the same thing we want to do with negative emotion. Oh, there's that negative emotion. What I'm thinking is not true. I want to get off of that and back onto some positive feeling thoughts. You don't want to feel bad for having the negative emotion. It just alerted you to something very, very important, just like your pain receptors alerted you that you have this very hot item in your hand, and if you don't get rid of it, you're going to have some trouble in your hand. So again, that's another example. Let's go to a third example. So you're driving down the road. All of a sudden, you lose focus on your driving. You start to veer off the road, and you hit the warning track. Your car starts to shake, because the warning track is letting you know you're going off the road, and if you don't direct your car, correct your steering, you are going to go off the road, and it's not going to be a fun thing at all. But do we want to ride on the warning track all day long? No, that wouldn't be fun. But for a moment when it tells us we're going off the road, it's a very, very good thing. Just like negative emotion, very, very good. It alerts you to something that you're doing that's not going to serve you. You recognize what it is, thoughts that don't agree with the goodness of who you are and how life works and the things that you want. Your thought is out of agreement with that, so you want to bring it back into agreement, and then you feel positive emotion as everything is okay, just like correcting your car. You hit the warning track, shakes your car, you get back on the road, and everything is good. You wouldn't want to not have the warning track, just like you wouldn't want to have a body without pain receptors, just like you wouldn't want to be in a building without a fire alarm. These things are momentarily, all those things are so valuable to you. Without them, there would be serious, serious consequences. The gas gauge in your car, when the light comes on to tell you you're just about out of fuel, you want to pay attention to that. You don't want to see that fuel on all the time. You don't want to cover up your fuel gauge. You want to know when your fuel is low so that you can refuel your car. That's a good thing. It's an indicator to tell you that your fuel is in a situation that is not going to serve you if you keep going and don't change your fuel situation. So again, we don't want to ignore the fuel light. We want to respond to it in a way that's going to turn it off, and then we're going to continue on our journey in a good feeling way. So here's 4 examples that really hit home to you the value of your negative emotional energy and what it's doing for you, and you want to respect it and appreciate it and use it effectively. You don't want to be afraid of it. You don't want to be concerned because there's a negative thought in your mind, but you also do not want to carry on with that negative feeling thought. Just like you don't want to stay in the building with it on fire, you don't want the hot potato to stay in your hand, you don't want to stay on the warning track, and you don't want your fuel tank to be low on fuel. You don't want those things in any length of time, but you want the light, you want the warning track, you want the indicators that are telling you something that's going to cause you to take an action that's going to be good for you. And in thoughts, you want to take a thought action. When you've got negative thought energy going on and negative emotion tells you that, then you want to take thought action to get back to positive, so that you're feeding the law of attraction this high frequency energy, so that you're receiving the path to all these good things. So there you go. So there's why negative emotion is good for your high vibration. So be sure that you're not getting confused and you're thinking that you can't feel good all the time, or it's stressful to feel good all the time, or you want to be afraid of negative emotion or any of that. You don't want to spend long times in negative emotion, but when you feel it, then it's telling you something very valuable. You want to respond to it and appreciate it and go on your day. And anytime you feel it in your day, you just want to gently and quickly bring yourself back into positive feeling thought energy. And you will be flowing in high vibration energy if you do that. And you're going to really like the way that your life flows. That's what you came for, a high vibration flowing life. Okay, any questions, leave them on the post. Thanks for listening in, and have yourself a great day.